Welcome. Happy 2026.
Happy 2026, guys. It's been forever.
After the Honeymoon, EP.8.
Yes.
Forgive us for taking so long. We've just been in between so many things. But, our After the Honeymooners, all 40 of you, we appreciate you and apologize for taking long to post an episode. We promise to do better in 2026 and give you consistent episodes, one episode a month as promised. Yeah.
Yes.
And we are working on going visual.
Yes, we are. Yes, so you can see our lovely faces.
Yeah, so we're excited. We're excited about that. We're just gonna create a nice, intimate space, our little corner where you guys can see us and we can chop it up about, everything after the honeymoon.
Yes, we definitely will.
What?
I'm excited.
Did you have a restful festive season, my love?
No.
Okay, I'm asking because I was traveling a lot.
As always.
Yeah, and I miss you guys every time I'm on the road, but I look forward to coming home every time, and when I am home, it is the best feeling ever.
Yeah, it's the best feeling ever for us too. We also miss you so much when you are away.
Are you looking forward to the year?
I am. Like I said, I'm not going to make any resolutions this year because, we made resolutions in 2025 and hey, bandla, it showed us flames.
Yeah.
But I do feel like 2026 is going to be a good year. So I am looking forward to it. And yourself?
I am. I really am. And I'm excited about the prospects of what we're building, our life, and I'm just readjusting my mindset to get back into, some of the things that I'm not really enjoying as much, and not in a sense that, I'm not enjoying them because I'm forced, but, Mike Tyson once said, discipline is doing the things that you don't love and learning to enjoy them. Waking up in the morning, working out, eating the right portions, and the intermittent fasting that we started. We foodies, and not eating is not ayoba, but we've seen the results of our intermittent fasting towards the end of last year. So I'm looking forward to readjusting and realigning my mind, even in the work environment and everything that I do that is work related and dealing with people. I'm just realigning and being intentional so that I can have a brilliant year that is in my hands. Yeah, what do you have for us? What are we doing today? What's our topic for the people? Let's not digress too much.
Yes.
Wait,
before us, we can go on a tangent here.
Yep. Before that, though, what's your set focus for 2026? Because you said that you're done with resolutions. What is just your intentional focus and mindset for the year?
More than anything, I want to focus on realigning my goals with, or rather realigning my mindset with my goals, and just dreaming big and allowing myself to dream big. I think for myself, sometimes you kind of, with life, you kind of sometimes get like a scarcity mindset, or you sometimes believe that it's like, with praying, I don't know if it was the same in like all households, and it's not to say that this is how we were taught to pray in my household at home, but sometimes there's almost a feeling like we were supposed to like not ask for too much. Don't be too overzealous. Don't be too demanding or don't ask for too much. You know,
Overzealous.
don't be chacharach.
Overzealous, you know what?
Like Upapa
It's a new
essentially.
year, love.
New year, we're learning new words.
Eish. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, like, so you kind of learned that if you say to God, God, ngicela imoto entsha, God, ngicela a new job, God, ngicela uwine lotto, it's gonna, you almost feel like you are being jajarach, or yeah, papa, upapela uNkulunkulu, you know, because you're asking for too much. But who said it's too much? You know, who said it's too much? And I think those who don't reach big enough won't get it because your mindset is not there. So I'm learning to dream big. Who said if other people can have it, why can't I? You know, so, and they have it not because, you know, it didn't just fall on their laps. They dreamt it. They dreamt big. You know, you won't get something that you don't strive to get, you know. So I'm definitely going to focus or realign my mindset with my goals and upgrade my goals.
No.
Definitely.
Nice. I got you all the way. What's our topic for today, for our After the Honeymooners?
Okay, so after the honeymoon, episode 8, we have belief systems, religion, spirituality, and traditionalism. That's today's episode. So we're just going to get into how different belief systems can impact your relationship, not just the two of you, but also the family, the extended families that you have, or your friends, or whatever it is, or how you operate in your home environment or as a couple.
Sure. That is an intense topic. You know, I think it's a very intense topic. To a certain extent, I really think it is, you know, it is some way, somehow, I just think that this is part of governance, of governing humanity.
100%.
You know, because, I mean, if people didn't have, like, quote unquote, like, structure, you know, then they are ungovernable and they can think freely and move freely. But there always has to be, like, this is what we believe. This is what we do. Why do we do it? Because it is done like that. You know, like this. Some of these don't have explanations as to why are they done. You know, this is just my viewpoint of it all, because it if that wasn't the case, then people wouldn't amend their belief systems. You know, you move from Christianity, you know, obviously being in Africa, a lot of us grew up with Christianity in the households. It was either Christianity, Nesintu. And now that one is older, you can see why, you know, the households were torn apart in the sense of beliefs, and why parents that are also mingling the traditionalism within all of that are now like it's overlapping. So a black family who are Christians still want their children to be with Christians, which is part of traditionalism, because you are being a traditionalist in what you want, but it's mingled with Christianity.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't want someone that is practicing. I'm saying practicing because that's what it has been dubbed, right? Who's practicing traditionalism, because you as the individuals, like the mother and the father, the wife and the husband, know what it's like to align. Whereas it has taken so long for you guys to align, because these things get amended. So from being umuntu wesintu, and then, we've picked up over the years that a lot of people abesintu, they've escaped from it, or they haven't followed through with it because of maybe its results, maybe it's demanding, in the sense that isintu sidinga isilwane. Esikhathini esiningi uma kunomsebenzi, it always requires money. Whereas in Christianity, I'm not a full-blown Christian, so I can't really speak on the ways of Christians, but I've never necessarily heard them speak of anything that has to do with imali, except the tithing, right? They'll do the tidings, which obviously they're not forced, but like I said, I'm not a full-on
some
Christian.
of them are forced.
So it's like so much of it is mingling. And how is there now a sense of the governing body falling apart? Or I don't know, like what do you think in that sense, and how do you see it affecting us and how we're raising our kids? Because we also in a very interesting space when it comes to that.
First of all, I want to make a disclaimer that myself and yourself obviously are not experts on any of these topics.
Yes.
So this is all on experience, and number two, we are also learning as we go. Some of it is also research and learning our own history as well when it comes to traditionalism and religion and spirituality and all that stuff. My younger sister, I think last year sometime, had sent us a link on YouTube about how the Church of Shembe started. So in looking in that mini documentary about it and how it came about, it was essentially his belief in, okay, I see there's God in terms of the Christian sense of God, but this doesn't really align with us as people of, brown skin, people of African soil. And it doesn't really accommodate, because in history, or what history teaches us, or the few things I have read, is that it wasn't always Christianity that was there in Africa. It came with people. I'm not going to mention names, but it came with people. And so before that, what was there was traditionalism. That was the religion of African people. And I think somewhere, somehow, obviously, just to fast track, somewhere in between there, it was things got distorted. And obviously, whoever brought this Christianity wanted to progress whatever they wanted to progress within the African people, and, fixate on a certain mindset that they wanted to generate within African communities, which is a story for another day, right? But within doing that, it kind of distorted the idea of what traditionalism is and what it was and what it isn't. Because I think a lot of the times for people who now do staunchly practice Christianity and are very set on not doing anything traditionalistic or traditionalism, kind of have this mindset that if you are a traditionalism, or if you practice, or if you like, let's say, what do they call these people, Gonje, who use herbs to heal people? Igedla. Igedla. That means uyatagata or whatever. These are herbs. These people use herbs to heal people. And they use how they knew to do that for them. And I'm not saying that this is the truth or this is what it really is. I don't know. I don't claim to know it all. But Igedla, learns from their ancestors or their spirit guides or their guardian angels or from God primarily how to use specific herbs or specific plants to heal people. They get messages from spirit, being obviously through God, on which herbs to take to use to heal someone, right? So automatically, mawusebenzisa nje amayeza that are natural, all those kinds of things, or you consult with your spirit guides or guardian angels, you are seen as umthakathi, right? So there has been this perception that has continued to be progressed, Uguti, that is what traditionalism is. So people tend to forget. People who are very staunchly Christian, and that's fine. Like Mom, we call her, that's fine. But I don't like the fact that you don't actually educate yourself into what's going on here. Because, for instance, Mawuzo Pasha, you will not pasha without speaking to God first, or him, or whoever you believe God is, whether to him or her, without consulting with him or her first, because he controls everything and he is the beginning and end of everything. So yes, if you are speaking to your ancestors or your spirit guides or your guardian angels or whatever you want to call them, it's not because they are lulling you or controlling you in what to do. They are getting that from God. So to track back to what I was saying at the beginning about the story of Ushembe, he then saw that, yes, we do believe in God, I think a lot of the times we try to separate these things. And that is my issue. We try to separate it like, okay, this is the God of Christianity, and then this is the God of Hinduism, and then this is the God of African spirituality, or this is the God of African traditionalism. No, guys. God is God. So no matter how you choose, all these different things are how people choose to connect to God. But God is God. Because you go into a church, into a Roman Catholic church or into a Dutch Reformed church, and you pray there to God and you read a Bible, it doesn't mean I believe in God any less than you do if I go and I use my herbs to heal myself, or I go and sit in my corner and burn some sage, which traditionally, even if you look in science, sage is meant to remove bad energy and pathogens from the air. That's where it comes from, Uguti. You burn sage to clear your space. So people started to do that because even science says it clears bad energy and bad pathogens from your space. So that's why people do it. It's not because we are trying to invite evil spirits or whatever. It's to clear your space. It's to get into a meditative space to pray. So I don't like the fact that we have separated these things, and that's where the problem lies. And we've experienced that for us.
And I feel like just listening to you speak is so profound about this is how people connect to the higher power. Going back to the governance thing I was talking about with religion, all of that, all of these different paths that were started whenever they were started to now become what they are now: Hinduism, Muslim, Christianity, traditionalism. Traditionalism is not strictly an African thing. Just so
yes, it's not. We can only speak on African because that's what we know.
But with a little bit of research that we've done, there's Aborigines. There's what are those?
Even Chinese tradition.
Yes, the Chinese people.
They use Chinese herbs and traditions.
So what what we've experienced, the common denominator here is just how much it has separated and segregated even the closest people in our lives from our lives. But also it has given us, like, us having the freedom to choose what we want to follow, what resonates with us. And that could change every year. That could change every 2 years. But obviously we have kids. So we obviously would like to have a structural core. But also
what is structure?
Yes, that's what I'm getting to. Would 2 years you're a traditionalist, and then 2 years you're a Christian, and then 5 years later you're a Muslim. People, I don't see anything wrong with that, in the sense that if you want to experience and fully understand all the different aspects of these beliefs, are they leading to a different destination?
And that's the thing. It's all one destination.
It's all one destination. So a lot of people now, with what's the generation? Our generation? We're millennials, right?
Millennials, I think, yeah.
I'm a 1K.
Yeah, I'm a 1K.
So millennials, slowly getting into, they want to have their own direct relationship with their higher power, and not having to, quote unquote, have a third party or an inspiration, whether it be a consultation, whether it be a church, whether it be a pastor. People want to do their own praying and find their own way in connecting at their own pace. Right? Now, my question to you is, do you not feel that all of these different aspects and religions and traditions, etc., going back to what you said about it was all traditionalism prior to infiltration in Africa. Now, there was a way in which traditionalism was lived, period. Like, in every way, with the food, the way it's made, the ways in which we're operating, because a lot of things came, like Christianity came with monogamy. That's an infiltration of tradition.
Yeah, because it demonized polygamy.
Yes. So now you guys have now taken that as the gospel, because for whatever reason, you can explain on that, but for whatever reason, it makes you guys feel a certain way. You feel good. You're the only one, whatever the case may be. But it was obviously...
Wouldn't you feel good as the only one?
Hold up. Hold up.
I'm just saying that.
So, obviously, excuse me, there was a reason behind that part of the tradition.
It was practical.
Yeah, it was practical, but also in every way. People traditionally, how you wanted to build, you needed multiple to build an empire. You also wanted your seed to live on and on and on beyond generations. We now have 1, maximum 2, 3 kids, averaging now 2026. 100 years ago, 15, 20 children, so that seed lives on. That's just one aspect I'm just touching on. But there's the food aspect. There's the appeasing aspect, the appreciation aspect, the thanksgiving. Obviously, that being the English word, umsebenzi.
Yeah.
Umsebenzi wokubonga abaphansi.
Yes.
It's Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving, yes.
But it is demonized because inesilwane phakathi.
Yes.
And isilwane is seen as slaughter, sacrifice. Right? And over the years...
Meanwhile, Jesus' body was sacrificed, but asikho lapho. For our sins, apparently. But okay, asikho lapho.
Yeah, no, asikho lapho. So we've now bit by bit retracted from that because njalo sekufuneka imbuzi. Mina anginanyuku, uma ngingananyuku manje kusho ukuthi izinto zami angizihlangane ngoba kufuneka imbuzi. Ngizoziyela nje church Sunday ngiyothandaza.
And have Holy Communion.
Yes, angazi ukuthi yini le, but
The drinking of the wine, which symbolizes the blood.
Okay, zona lezo, but ke angithi akufuneka isilwane.
Exactly, that's why I'm mentioning it, because I think a lot of the times people want to deny the fact that that symbolizes sacrifice. That was the sacrifice of Jesus's body for our sins, from how the Christian Bible puts it, you know. But then when people want to actively do that and sacrifice and spill blood for Thanksgiving or for, you know, appeasing or apologizing, whatever it is, it's demonized, you know. But people are drinking wine or grape juice in church as a symbol of Jesus's blood that was spilled and breaking of that, you know, that biscuit, I forgot what it's called, which was the breaking of his body. That is a symbolism of sacrifice, of blood that was shed.
So
But it's what people then do actively, like physically, people who still want to physically practice that because they are able to afford islwane, or because they believe that doing it physically is going to be more, you know, it's going to be more powerful than just going and drinking grape juice in church, are demonized for doing that. And that's why I say I have no problem with anyone and what they believe. I have a problem with people that have a problem with what they want to believe. You know, because, like, you know, what you were saying is, I think what you were getting to essentially is, you know, traditionalism has changed for many reasons that you were mentioning. Like, you know, you mentioned the polygamy stuff that was demonized as well, or changed for whatever reasons it was changed for. And this is why then I was saying to you, who decides what structure is? And how can we say that this in specific is structure? For me, I can say the only thing I want to pass on to my children or our children is to be able to fulfill whatever it is they want to fulfill, as long as the purpose is still the same for them. As long as the purpose is still in sight, however it is you want to get there, you can do that. For me, the purpose has always been do unto others as you would want done unto you. The purpose has always been God is number one, or our maker, umvelinqangi, whoever it is that you call him in your space or in your mind, the all-knowing, whoever he or she or it is, or however you refer to that being, that ultimate being. That must be your goal. It's to get closer to the purpose of why you're here and why you have been placed here by that ultimate being or ultimate presence. And like I said, to do right by yourself and to do right by others. You know, that is it. That is it. And I feel like the Bible is great for many reasons. There's a lot of things to learn from the Bible. And whether what is said in the Bible is true or not is besides the point, right? But I think there's a lot to learn from it. Because but in the same breath, I also think that, you know, chastising people for not reading the Bible or not knowing the whole Bible is pointless, because I don't need the Bible to tell me that you shouldn't be swearing at someone, you shouldn't beat someone up, you shouldn't steal from others, you shouldn't kill, you shouldn't lie. You know what? I believe God is in every one of us. And whatever you practice, be it African spirituality or Christianity or Judaism or you are Jewish, whatever it is, that should lead you closer to the God in you. And anything, obviously, that strays you away from that, or you feel like strays you away from that, you should move away from and try something else. And it's like anything in this world, even as human beings, we have evolved based on our needs and our environment and our climate. We weren't always like this. We didn't always look like this. And maybe in the next 5,000 years, we won't look like this again, because maybe our environment will have changed, our climate will have changed, our circumstances will have changed, and that goes for anything. It's like even when you're in business, you try different things to get to your end goal. Your end goal is to be successful and to make money and to make a profit and to maybe accumulate wealth for yourself, for your kids and your next generations if you decide to have kids. That doesn't mean you're going to try one route and then if you fail there, you're going to quit. Or that you're going to continue on this one route, even if you see that this one route is not bringing you to where you need to be. You will try different things, but knowing in your mind what your goal is. And that is my belief. As long as you teach your kids or whoever it is that you are teaching, but obviously for us, it's primarily our kids and yourself, that this is my goal. I want to move closer to God and the God in me and what I believe my purpose here is. Whichever way you do that and how it gets you there. And obviously, if in that road you decide, let me try spirituality, and then you decide, that's obviously not moving you closer to the God in you. That speaks more to you as a person than to the belief system. Because I can count many Christians and many Jews and many Hindus that have done horrible things. That doesn't necessarily speak to the religion or the practice. It speaks to you as a person. You can shout to the top of the roof when we call, but if you turn your back and you do horrible things to people and you treat people badly, you can praise God till you burst through the roof. That doesn't make you a godly person. And you never will be godly. You can know the Bible from the front page to the back page and even the credits, if there's any credits in the Bible. But that will not make you godly.
Do you think that, from your experience, those that are aligned in beliefs, I'm coming to your point of you can do this, that, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the belief system, but you as a person. Why? How many people do you know that are aligned in their beliefs, but are not aligned in life, in general?
Many.
Like whether it's not like everyone that attends a church service is aligned.
No.
In every aspect, in every way, but they're still governed by the same policies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or Magnum Servants, those that attend a ceremony as it's deemed a ceremony, are aligned. So how do you see people in general when it comes to belief and belief systems just aligning, in the sense that going back to not being horrible beings,
Mm-hmm.
with all these different belief systems? Because obviously we know what's going on in the world. It's all beliefs as well as greed.
Mm-hmm.
But greed, let's put greed aside. We're talking beliefs now, and kuningi ukuphikisana nokuxabana emhlabeni due to beliefs.
And it's because your purpose is not aligned with what you are practicing or believing in. You cannot tell me that you believe that you have God in you if you are still treating someone differently because of how they choose to get to God. You cannot tell me that you are godly. You cannot tell me that you are godly if you get into a store and you treat the manager of the store differently than you treat the teller. Or you tell me that you are godly and you get into a spot and you treat, or at work, you treat the cleaner differently than how you treat your manager or the CEO. You cannot tell me that you are godly. And we all in some ways do it. I've had to check myself at times and be like, is this the kind of person I want to be? Is myself the kind of person who's the type of person who wants to be in a space where I'm giving, even if it's 1% more respect to a director of a company than I'm giving to the cleaner? Am I the type of person who wants to be able to speak my mind and be a little bit more assertive with the lady who gives us tea and coffee more than the director? I don't want to be that type of person, because then automatically in my mind I am crossing you. And that, I believe, is not godliness. So if I want to move more to godliness, what do I need to do within myself? How do I need to check myself? How do I need to align my belief systems in whichever belief system it is? How do I need to check myself, and what do I need to do to move closer to the goal of being more godly? So for the very fact that there are fights and wars in this world because of religion tells me one simple thing: our purposes are all very different.
As humans, as individuals.
As individuals, as human beings, you cannot tell me that you greedy, you're selfish, you think of your own needs first, you are putting the needs of maybe your country or the economy of your country over, unaliving children for the sake of religion. And you want to tell me that you are godly. You cannot tell me that you are judging an individual and would rather and have arguments or fights or ningabhekani emndenini simply because omunye uyesontweni and omunye believes ukuthi they are spirit guides and ancestors, but you guys still pray to God. Both of you still pray to God. But simply because mina ngiye esontweni and I choose to pray to God at home, ngishisela impepho, and maybe wena uye esontweni every Sunday, ukuthi sekufanele manje kungabhekwani. No ways. One or the other's purposes are not aligned into the main purpose of what spirituality and religion is meant to be doing.
So what is that? And where does it come from?
It's exactly what I was saying, is that it's meant to align you with the higher power into what that is, which is, we are taught, Hangit, and I think if not all religion, if all of them, if not most, teach you that, God is love, and to accept everyone, to not be judgmental, to, like I mentioned, not kill, not steal, not lie, not all these things that I believe are in you. They're in everyone. I don't need the Bible to tell me that it's wrong to steal from someone else in order for me to know that it's wrong. I don't need the Bible to tell me that it's wrong to tell a blatant lie to someone in order for me to know that it's wrong. So the idea of all of these beliefs is to try and keep us in a place where we are all living harmoniously together as humanity. But we all get there differently. Like the explanation I made now is that we can all even be running restaurants here, but we won't be cooking the same food. We won't have the same methods of cooking that food. But we might all be selling beef stew, but all our beef stew will taste differently, and they might all taste amazing, but be different. We got to the end product differently, but the end product was beef stew. The same as these belief systems, the end product is what God intended us to be, which is love. No matter how you explain what love is, and that's my belief, mind you, no matter what love is, how do you get to it? How do you get there?
Do you think if there was a belief or a belief system, if there isn't, I wouldn't know, that was solely based on money, there would be a lot of followers there.
You,
Like a god of money type vibe.
we all want money, but does it lead us to love? Look at what money's done.
No, people don't give a fuck. You know that.
I know, and that is exactly the problem. That is exactly the problem, is that we don't give a fuck. And it's like, in ways, I feel like there's a sense of it where it's like, yes, you shouldn't care about certain things that really, in the greater scheme of things, don't mean anything. You die, you leave that stuff here. But you should care about things that leave a mark on someone's life, things that leave a mark on someone's, their impressions of life. You know how people say, just smile at people when you meet them across the road or you come across anyone. Smile, wave, say good morning, say hello. When you get to a teller at a till, even if they're grumpy towards you, you don't have to exude the same energy. Say hello, ask them how they are, give them a smile. Because 9 out of 10 of the times, that, your energy as a human being, your aura is energy. And whatever energy you carry across to people, it bounces off. You don't leave your energy just with the person you interacted with. That person takes their energy home. It's like when you work for a company and the boss is a complete a-hole. He's not just giving that energy to you as the employee. He's giving it to the employee's spouse, the employee's kids, the helper that works in that employee's home, or the nanny that works with the kids. Because you bring it home to me as your spouse, I feel it. I feel like crap. I'm sad. I'm not okay. Now we're giving it to the kids. We're giving it to a friend calls you over the phone to say hello or check how you're doing. Now you're grumpy or you're not okay. Now you're sad, and now that friend has to now aktutuze, and now you've affected their energy, and they get off the phone and they go and speak to their spouse, and now everything you do is a transferal of energy. So what energy are you giving off constantly by everything that you're doing? All these belief systems are energy. And what's the energy? For me, that energy is love. Everything you do has to be rooted in love. And that is also love for yourself. Because you cannot give to other people what you cannot give to yourself.
So you're saying that love is one thing. It's not different things.
It's not different things. It's one thing. Everything. It's the essence. It's like how I was saying, it's the essence of your energy. What type of energy are you going to leave people with? What type of energy do you want to leave in your environment? Do I want to leave people feeling sapped and drained every time they're around you? Do you want to leave people feeling, even if you're having a tough conversation with someone, it's a tough love, in inverted commas, conversation with someone. Do you want to leave? Because there's people that say, I'm brutally honest and that's just how I am. There's a difference between being brutally honest and just being arrogantly mean to people because you think you're right. And then you say, no, I'm just a very straightforward person. That's who I am. There's a way of being straightforward whilst exuding love to people. It might be the toughest conversation. I think we've had situations where we've had very tough conversations with each other, but I don't walk out of it feeling like, my husband hates me. or he thinks I'm an absolutely horrible person, or he thinks I'm absolutely disgusting. Why? Because we're always trying to come into that conversation being selfless, but also being aware of how we want to make each other feel, even if it's a tough situation and it's a tough conversation. I know when I come into a tough conversation that at the end of this conversation, I want my husband to know that I still love him and appreciate him and respect him, no matter how tough the situation or the conversation is. And it's because I want to come into it with love, and vice versa with you. So no matter how difficult it is, we never walk out of it feeling like, I said divorce after this, so he hates me. And it didn't happen overnight. We worked on it. We worked on ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's part of the belief systems that you have.
So, I mean, working on ourselves, like, not everyone's going to work on themselves. And some people's belief systems is them, they just want to be right. Like, there's no, like, gray areas in how they put down or state their quote-unquote facts or opinions or whatever the case may be. Is this now part of the segregation of those different beliefs that we were speaking of earlier?
100%, because your purpose is not aligned to the higher power, and walking in the right kind of energy, which is the energy of love, in my opinion. You absolutely cannot be right all the time. There's no such thing. There is no such thing. And it goes with, and why I say it's also self-love, is that part of that is self-sabotage. Because if you walk into every conversation or every situation thinking that when you are right, you are sabotaging every possible positive interaction or relationship that you can have with anyone. Because no one wants someone who's always right.
No.
No one wants someone that doesn't want to reflect or take accountability of themselves. And you are not exuding love for the next person, let alone love for yourself. You know, it just, your purpose. What is your purpose? What is the purpose of you having a belief system? You might go be atheist then. Go be atheist. Don't believe in anything.
Atheist is a belief system.
Yes, it is your belief system, but it's obviously not rooted in. Right now, I think I cannot speak for atheists because I do believe in a higher power. I do. So if you want to be an atheist, then you have to decide that what is that belief system of yours rooted in? Because it's obviously not one of love or the God that we all claim to believe in.
So what is the definition of atheist?
From my understanding, it's someone that doesn't believe in a higher power.
Yes, okay.
So what does that belief come with? If you don't believe in a higher power, what does that mean? What then does that belief system mean for you?
But an atheist could be a better person than the person that believes in the higher power.
100% agreed. Yeah. I 100% agree with you. That's why I say that person then decides what does being an atheist mean for them. What is that belief system rooted in? Because if you decide, I don't believe in higher power, you can say, screw everybody. I don't love nobody. I don't love myself. I don't give a damn. I'll act like a bitch. I'll act like an a-hole. I'll act like the shittiest human being on earth. And if that's what you believe is okay to do, because there's no higher power, there's no judgment, or whether it's judgment, because, you know, I've also in recent times watched a lot of near-death experience videos, and a lot of them will tell you that yes, there's judgment, but not judgment in the way that we've been taught, for instance, in Christianity. Yes, when you die, you do get judged, but you get judged by yourself. And you feel the emotions of all the people that you've either hurt or given love to or made a positive or negative impact to, that is your judgment. Others obviously believe that you go to a space where you get judged by God or whoever it is, and then they say, okay, you're going to heaven or you're going to hell or you're going to purgatory or whatever it is that you believe. But if you obviously believe that there is no higher power, there's nothing after you die, it's just darkness and that's it, what does that mean for you? What does that mean in the greater scheme of how you behave, how you treat others, how you treat yourself, how you approach life and situations?
That person could be someone that is perfectly describable to everything that you speak of in terms of love.
Yes.
There could be a person who treats people right, but they've just merely decided that they want to plug out of that governance.
Yes.
And the governance being Christianity, Muslim, Hinduism, all these religions as well as traditions that they don't want to be a part of or practice in, because maybe I'm tired as and they're actually digressing their humanity. They just want to be a nice person living this current life and not focused on anything outside of this current life, and not being pushed to practicing certain or attending certain. A lot of atheists, everyone has found a way to escape from whatever it is, because people don't get born and then they become atheists. They obviously discover it
100%.
as and when, and it's just like those that move from traditionalism to Christianity, from Christianity to traditionalism, and because you experience something and you don't like the feeling, or you don't like what's going on, whatever, how it makes you react or respond, or you have to, it's a double life, whatever the case may be, and then you move on. It's like you evolve. So atheists, 9 out of 10 times they've evolved into. But why are they then painted with a certain brush?
And that is why I'm going to go back to saying, ultimately, what the aura that you want to give off, the energy that you want to give off, is decided by you, number one. And number two, how you choose to get there determines the belief system that you choose to follow. And that can change at any given day. Like you said, you can be a traditionalist for 2 years, you can be Christian for another 2 years, be an atheist for 5, then be a mysticism, be a mystic. I mean, it's your
What's
choice.
A mystic?
It's your. Maybe we'll have part 2 and I'll explain. Okay. But if you want to know, just go on YouTube, mysticism or mystics, and yeah, you understand. But it's
Mysterious.
it's more of like, it's more of spiritualism, like almost like hippie spiritualism, or like just free-spirited people, but they also believe in a higher power. It's more free and less stringent. My younger sister actually sent it to me because she was like, I think you're more of this. Yes. You seem like more of a mystic. And I do actually definitely relate to it a lot more, yeah.
I want to look into that.
Yes. So
that's a
what
governance.
I was saying.
That's a governance.
Yes. But what I was, and to go back to essentially what I was saying at the beginning, is that what you need to be doing, or what you know to be right, is within you. I don't need a Bible to tell me that I shouldn't be doing these things which I feel are bad to other people. I don't need it. And the same with the atheist. You are very right. An atheist, 9 out of 10 of the times, in fact, any atheist I've known or come across has been a better person than a lot of these people who claim to be these staunch religious people. But the energy they exude is so light and welcoming, because essentially you feel in your spirit, in your heart, what is right to do and what is wrong to do. We don't need these systems in place to tell us what it is that we need to be doing. But we constantly put it there, like you say, to govern people or to make people do what we need them to do or what we want them to do or what they want to believe that they should be doing.
So do you think I think it's something that I feel, obviously it's yin yang, right? The more freedom that we are having as individuals and as nations and as the world, the less governed, or orderly it becomes, because it's very difficult to govern the free mind, right?
I beg to differ.
Yeah, we're talking in the sense of beliefs now.
I think because humanity believes that people need to be governed, that's what we've told ourselves. And I just don't believe, like I said, I just don't believe that when you are putting a knife in someone's chest and killing them, that in your mind you truly believe that this is okay and this is fun and this is great. You know it's wrong.
But they have to.
And people, if everyone thought that way and moved that way, then we wouldn't need governance. But it's because people want to pull in different directions because of greed or because of selfishness or because of jealousy or whatever it is. We then do those things. If people moved in love and acceptance, we wouldn't be doing that. But unfortunately, you're right. Because people pull in different directions, we've had to put governance in place to keep people in check.
Yeah. And just to have direction as a people and as a nation, because that's why some nations isolate themselves from the rest of the world, because there's too much contamination that then dilutes their entire ecosystem of governance, which obviously is beliefs. Beliefs is the one that's on top. So in rounding, we could talk forever when it comes to this line.
Yeah.
In rounding off our topic for the day, I would like to know from you, what would you like your kids to take away from this conversation from their parents?
I think
when it comes to a guidance of, if they're to ask, which direction do I take, mommy? Or do you advise me to take when it comes to beliefs?
I'll be honest and say that a lot of what I will probably say is rooted in a little bit of trauma because of the experiences that I've experienced as someone who is kind of a free spirit and has obviously been misunderstood and painted in certain ways that was very hurtful, based on what people suppose I believe or what I practice or how I choose to move, because of, just how free I am. It was very hurtful. It was very painful. And some of those things you can't really take back. There's things that people have said that have been very hurtful that you can never take back. And no matter how much people can start to get to know you, they'll always have those perceptions of you in the back of their minds because that's what you've been painted as. And it sucks, right? And I know, as on the receiving end of it, I know how unfortunate it is, because I feel like people lose such great connections with people based on the preconceived notions that they have about certain belief systems. But what I want to teach our kids and what I want them to know, understand is that, like I was saying, the goal of what do you want to make other people feel when they are around you is what will determine the belief system that you decide on. And to not let anyone sway them any other way, not even us. All they need to do is be aligned with themselves and the goal that they want to achieve and how they want to move in this world. And as long as that is being, at the bare minimum, kind to others and kind to themselves, that's all that matters. And yourself?
I think I'm still figuring it out, in the sense that if today was my last day and I knew it and I had to have the conversation with my kids, I'll definitely lean towards what resonates with them at any given time. That is not something that makes them feel icky. They must always feel right. So if it's something that they are a part of or they're practicing or they're attending and it doesn't make them feel right, they should not let it manifest any further. They must step away and align or go closer and more towards whatever it is that makes them feel right. Them. Because it will evolve. Like I said, it will evolve. It will change. It shouldn't be a sense of not being able to question why things make one feel a certain way. Why should it be like this? And come with no explanations. Before we wrap it up with your song of the week, is baptism not the same as umsebenzi mozo ingane mozo, makwenziwa umsebenzi wengane? What is it called? Zulu.
Imbeleko.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it not the same?
I would be lying if I said I know for a fact. The only thing that I can definitely say aligns for me with like baptism, whether it's of an adult or a child, is when people, you hambu yogeza, whether ogeza mfuleni or whatever, you're essentially cleansing yourself. You're cleansing your body, you're cleansing your spirit. It's a symbolism of just renewing yourself.
So what are we cleansing? Baptism is giving the child's life to God, to present them forward to God. And then in Belego, we are presenting to Abantu Babu guides.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My song of the week.
I still need an explanation for baptism, honestly, for babies, because we are told that they are born with sin, and I'm trying to figure out which sin it is, but that's a story for another day.
My song of the week is Tandaza by Sam Deep and Tato Hatsi. Yes, it's been brewing in me from late last year. And it's just really, really entrenched right now. Yourself?
I didn't actually think about a song.
That's fine.
But I can tell you my song of the year. This year, I can say I really liked Mama.
2025? Yes. Oh, okay. Mama by?
I know it has Sykes.
Do you want to sing it? Oh,
and,
okay. Zingumalo, Skills and Sykes.
Yes.
Okay.
That was my song, at least for the last quarter of the year last year. That was I think I listened to it every morning in the car and just got me in a good mood.
Who put you on?
You did. You did.
Thank you, honeymooners. We appreciate your time and your ears. And as usual, please do feel free to comment, subscribe, like, share with your people. The community grows from a community, and your suggestions for topics is always welcome. And we hope you enjoyed episode 8 of After the Honeymoon. And like we said, we do promise to deliver consistently as promised in the beginning. And from me, peace. Wifey?
Thank you, guys. Thank you for making it to the end. Oh my God. But yes, please do share, guys. Sharing is caring. We love you guys and thank you for being here.
Cheers.